If you haven't heard already, we have got ourselves a new sponsor for the podcast. That's right, Aperio Athletics. You ever wish you could give back to the community and get some awesome gym gear at the same time? Aperio Athletics has you covered with 5% of all profits going towards the Canadian Mental Health Association. What a great initiative that is. Sign up for their rewards program and receive $5 off your next order. Use code JUNGLE10, I repeat, JUNGLE10, to get 10% off your first order. Visit the Aperio Athletics online store at aperioathletics.com to claim the benefits and rewards waiting for you. Be sure to follow them on Instagram and TikTok at Aperio_athletic to be the first to know all the latest product releases and exclusive offers. This podcast is sponsored by Aperio Athletics.
Well, yeah, so overtime win for Canada in Four Nations. We haven't talked since then, man. What were you doing?
Yeah.
How are you watching the game?
Oh, dude, this is actually great. So first of all, we know what everyone wants to hear today. Like, we know why everyone's listening. We'll get into it, but we got to start by talking about Four Nations. So we were about an hour outside of Auckland, in the middle of nowhere, a place called Beachlands. Beautiful place, but service wasn't working enough anywhere to watch it. I'm trying to watch like the pregame show just to see if I can get the service working anywhere. Find some random cafe on Maps. Go there. Please, can I use your Wi-Fi? He's like, yeah, no problem, absolutely. So I turned the game on in there, and the cafe ended up closing at the end of the third period. So, and keep in mind, Cheyenne's just sitting there with me the whole time.
Is she into it or no?
Yeah, she had an AirPod in. She had an AirPod in, but she was reading a book. It's like I was just watching on my phone. She was reading a book, but she had an AirPod in. And so the cafe closes at the end of the third period, and I'm like, oh my god. So I just get in my van in the parking lot, and we're just sitting in the van watching. And so that was how I watched it. What a view to watch it on. I mean, the beach, the ocean right in front of me. It was gorgeous, but quite the interesting experience to watch the game. But what a game, what a tournament! I'm just so glad Canada won, because just imagine after losing the group stage game, the trash talk we received from the Americans. My goodness, it would have been rough if we didn't win that game.
You see, after they started calling it the good All-Star game win.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you already know they would have been chirping the shit out of us if we fucking lost that, but I didn't think we were gonna win, bro.
No, well, after we lost the first game, I thought going into the tournament, I thought the U.S. was going to win. But after we lost the first game, and just how massive of an impact that, like, even like politically and shit, but not actually politically, but
kind of.
And the impact of it was huge. Thank goodness we won that game.
Yeah, it felt good.
Who's your MVP? I mean, we got to shout out Binnington.
Of the game or of the tournament?
Both.
The game, it's got to be Binnington, but the tournament is probably McKinnon. I think they picked that one right. I think McDavid was horrible that game until he scored.
Yeah, he was fumbling the puck a lot. It was weird, but I mean, a guy like McDavid, all you need is one chance.
Exactly. He still scored, and he even said in the interview at the end, he was like, "I didn't play well. Like, my teammates carried me."
Yeah, for sure.
Basically. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they gave him game MVP, just because he scored. I guess because he scored. I thought Binnington deserved it.
Yeah,
he saved the game probably 4 times.
Oh, and Binnington was unbelievable. But
yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking now about the Olympics next year. Who do you think doesn't make the team again, and who do you think comes in, like, big ones?
Okay, who's coaching?
Same coaching staff. It's already been named, or at least head coach.
Sorelli and Hagel are going to be on the team playing fucking 30 minutes a night like they did every game. Like, fucking retarded.
You don't think they should be there? I thought Hagel
I don't think they should be playing that much, man.
No, they shouldn't be playing that as much, I guess. But
okay, there's so much.
So not who you think will be on the team. Then who do you think should be cut or added?
Scheifele should be added for Sorelli.
Okay.
Okay. Stone and Doughty need to go. They're too
Stone
old.
was rough. Hey, I wasn't happy with him. I thought he would be good, but I agree with both of those. I don't agree with Sorelli, but I agree with those other guys.
Bring in sub in
Love that.
Uyghur and
Bedard by
maybe by
next year.
then.
Bedard, Celebrini.
Maybe Celebrini, maybe Bedard. Depends. That last spot's kind
Okay.
of up in the air.
What about the goalies? What do we do? What do we do in net? Binnington's earned a spot now for the Olympic team, obviously.
Binnington will probably be on the team.
And
Blackwood
then
needs to be there,
Thompson.
and Thompson needs to be there just based
It
on
has
this
to be.
year.
Thompson has to be there.
But
Yeah.
you gotta look at how they're playing next year as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. There's I mean, like so much could happen until then. I think for me, Brad Marchand. I think as much as I love
Needs to
him
go.
and he's such a beauty, and it's like, yeah, man, he just wasn't. I just don't think he,
Wasn't good
especially
enough.
next year. I just don't think he's. Yeah, him. I agree. Like Doughty, Stone, Marchand. So I would replace Stone with Shifley. Probably Marchand with
Almost did.
Celebrini. Honestly,
Almost did.
no, come on. He was hurt. He was hurt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. He wasn't shooting. That was the problem.
That was the it was an elbow injury. That's the only reason he
Is
wasn't shooting.
is he is he still is he still hurt? No.
He's
He's
battling
been
it like
back.
he's playing, but
Yeah.
he almost missed the tournament. Remember they had Mark Scheifele on like watch.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They should have had Shifley there, to be honest. He has
Yeah,
34 goals
100%.
this year.
Yeah, he's second in the NHL in goals, I think, behind Draisaitl.
Yeah. Draisaitl's
So
just
out of any
far
and
and
he's
away, but
German, Draisaitl. So any team who could have out of any player who could have gone to Four Nations, he's leading the league in goals. Pretty funny.
exactly. They need a team Europe.
Yeah. I also I did not think Travis Sanheim was very good. Like
On the
I'd
back
probably
end, I got to
replace
think about D-man. Vince Dunn. Maybe give Vince Dunn a shot.
I would put Vince Dunn in for Devon Taves. I did not think Devon Taves was good either. He was the
I
directly
I
caused
don't
a
think he was
goal.
that bad.
He wasn't that bad, but
Yeah.
there's just better, dude.
Okay, for Vince Dunn, maybe. Uyghur, you
Yeah.
already said. Bouchard.
Bouchard needs to be there, dude. Bouchard,
Next
100%.
year. Hmm.
I was pretty happy with Pareko. Thomas Harley was amazing.
I didn't realize he
Amazing.
was a first round pick, dude.
Thomas Harley, yeah, I think quite a while ago though. Like no, it was like
2021 or
23.
something?
I want to say it was
2019?
because I think that was the one
It was
I was at.
Dallas. He's a Dallas pick, but he went 18 to Dallas. But yeah,
Um, but yeah, dude. I mean, overall, just so glad that they won.
I'm really happy Canada won.
And
Man.
I do think there needs to be changes for the Olympic team. 2019, dude. That was the one I was at for Harley.
You watch him get picked.
I did. Another guy the Canucks could have had. Thank goodness they took Vasily Podkolzin.
We got a good return for him, bro.
Kind of, not really.
Dog shit.
He's been really good for
Yeah,
the
he's worked out
Oilers.
and he's panned at the oil. He's panning out at the oil, but
Yeah.
fuck,
Anyways,
man.
though, I don't know anything left for Four Nations. So pumped for the Olympics.
I'm fired up for the Olympics. Yeah, that's it. Let's at least leave it there. Get into episode number 31
Yes,
of
sir.
the Jungle Hockey Podcast, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network and DraftKings Sportsbook and Apiro Athletics. My hoodie's in the mail. I can see it. It's coming
Let's
tomorrow.
go.
So
Let's
by
go.
next episode, I'll have it. I'll be wearing it. Be repping
Yes,
the
sir.
team. So yeah, and then yeah, I'm with my co-host, Mr. Owen Elson. How we doing?
We're doing good, buddy.
Looking tan.
Yeah, honestly, dude, I am. This is probably the most tan I've ever been. I'd say. But
It's
yeah, just
crazy.
got back from a 10-day road trip. We obviously the Bronson Sharp interview. Great, what an interview, hey! Oh my goodness.
I mean, twice as long as our normal interviews. I was too bad that I cut off at the end there. I wanted to talk to him, but
yeah,
yeah, no, it was pretty. It was pretty good.
yeah, it was unreal. But yeah, so thank you a ton to Bronson Sharp for coming on. Got us some pretty good engagement when he reposted it as well. We got
Yeah.
some new followers and yes, things like that. But everyone's here to talk or to hear about the rumors.
Yeah, all that
Joe,
stuff you
where do we want
posted.
to start with this? Should we?
Elliot Friedman over here posting all the shit about the PJ.
I took like three. I took 3 or 4 more videos that I didn't even end up posting because I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna wait for the pod." Um, where do you want to start, Joe? Should we talk about what's happening with the
Let's talk
KI
about
first?
mission.
Oh no, no, let's talk about mission, dude. So
I want to talk
I
about how mission's
was
gonna stay.
well, that's not for sure, but I was very convinced. So obviously we heard mission was relocating to New West. It looked like a sure thing. Apparently they can't get any ice in New West. At Queens Park Arena, they won't give them more ice than what Mission's giving them. So they're like, fuck it, what's the point of relocating if we can't even get more ice? Um, Very interesting because like I don't know the way Mission operated this year was very interesting. So I'm stoked that the Outlaws aren't relocating. Obviously, it's great for the city of Mission. Thank goodness. Still
I'm
need to
very
get a
excited too
room.
that they're gonna stay. Oh,
Yeah,
dude, that's
so I
not gonna
guess we can
happen.
start with that, dude. No, I know it's not going to happen. The city will never help them with that. But yeah,
We
crazy.
said what we said about the city. That's a separate. That's a more politics, but it's kind of how it
Yeah,
is.
but it's just how it is. Exactly. Like you just, I mean, it's barely saying that you want your council to actually help your city isn't that political. Even it's just like you just want better for
Like
Mission. It's not
common sense.
even. Yeah, exactly. It's not really getting into politics or anything like that. But anyways, dude. So yeah, the Mission. Oh, and then Aldi. Let's dig into Aldi next. We have some crazy information. Okay, so the next thing we're going to get into here is talking about the Aldergrove Kodiaks. So the Aldergrove Kodiaks are being sold. Our initial post that we posted months ago that we got destroyed for, people were calling for defamation for some reason. The Aldergrove Kodiaks are being sold. So we're not making this stuff up out of nowhere. Anyways, we have been told that there are 3 offers currently on the table to buy the Aldergrove Kodiaks. One of them is Ron Johnson from Elite Hockey Science. Another one of them is named Ben Krotenko. Don't know much about him or anything at all, but apparently he has placed a very serious financial offer. Don't know who the third buyer is at the time. Also, a thing to note, Rick Harkins, the main owner of the Aldergrove Kodiaks, the team is currently being run by his daughter, Eleni McEwen now, and her husband, Eric McEwen. They are listed as the co-owners and are at the very least, if not officially the owners, they are running the team. To my knowledge, Rick Harkins is still the owner, but Eleni and Eric are the ones running the team. Clayton McEwen is either going to or has been named head coach for next season for the team. He was an assistant coach on the team last year. Aldergrove does plan on running next season regardless of the sale. And the Aldergrove Ironmen that we have seen are apparently just one of the potential buyers attempting to recruit for a team despite there not actually being a sale yet. So this is all pretty crazy stuff to come out of this so far. We'll keep following this and giving as much information as we can. But for the most part, that's about everything we know. Obviously, last year there was nowhere near enough support for the players, the coaches, anything. Their head coach Braden Hallman resigned, and just not enough support there last year. I mean, the team, they were the first team in the league history to not register a single point. They didn't even lose a game in overtime or shootout, and that's not trying to shit on them. The kids gave it their all. They tried till the very end of the year. This is not about them. It's just about the support for them and for the organization. And all these historically been good, so we want to see them put out a competitive team. I think now we can get into let's talk about the KI situation, Joe, because I don't know if you 100% know what's going on there. Do you?
No, you got to tell me. You got to fill me in because you know more than I do.
Okay. To my knowledge, the KIJHL is staying exactly the same next year. I mean, I don't know if they're going to add or lose teams, nothing like that. They're staying tier 2. They are not, no team is transitioning to tier 1. There was a BCHL team, maybe from the Cariboo region. That makes it pretty obvious. You know what? There was a
No, it doesn't really
BCHL
make it that
team.
obvious.
Okay, then yeah, let's say it proper. There was a BCHL team, the Prince George Spruce Kings, were apparently going to be dropping down to the KIJHL if they went tier one. Now that they're not going tier one, Prince George is no longer interested. Don't know what that means for their organization, but the Prince George Spruce Kings of the BCHL were planning on dropping down to the KIJHL.
Probably just stay in the BCHL and keep losing money.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll get into the BCHL later. There's lots on that too. So, basically, to my knowledge, the KIJHL had their Board of Governors meeting when they got told which teams were going to go tier one and tier two. The teams that weren't going tier one were pretty choked. The rest of the KI's owners went, yeah, that's fine. We'll support you. We'll stand together and we'll just stay put. Our league's doing great, which it is. And they basically just said, we're not going to bother with this shit. We don't need to. So that's basically the main news I've heard for the KI. They're staying put as tier two. As for next year, I don't know what's going to happen. And I do honestly hope at the end of the day we get a tier one league with some KI teams, some PJ teams that really like kind of tries to replace the BCHL. But that's as far as I know for the KI there, Joe. I don't know what you think about that or if you've heard anything, but just kind of give us your thoughts there.
It depends on the teams, man. Because like if there's certain number of teams, certain teams that deserve to be tier one that aren't, and they know they should be tier one,
Yeah.
it's like, what are we doing here? You know, like I don't know. I really do hope that there is a league at the end of the day, like a tier one junior A league that can send a team to Centennial Cup. Like that's like the
That's
whole
the big
point.
thing, right? Yeah.
That's the whole point is to like send
So
a team over there. So
for sure. So I mean, I was a little disappointed at this, but as far as I know, that's the situation.
yeah, I think also, sorry, I think it's also like financial. I think the KI teams would, no offense to the PJ, but they would be they would have more support. They have more fans, so they would be definitely carrying a lot more of the financial burden. So maybe that's
That's a
partially
good point.
um, why the KIs they're almost strong arming the PJ in that where they're not wanting to join,
Yeah, in
not
a
letting
way,
them in.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. I did also hear a rumor that sorry, I didn't mean to I just heard
No, that's good.
you talk again after this. I heard a rumor that the BCHL has asked a few KI teams to join the BCHL.
That's been happening forever though. That's been
Yeah,
happening
true.
for a while.
Okay, good
Um,
to know.
but I think yeah, I think just like the KI knows that they have a better league than the like not skill wise. I'm just saying a more put
Oh, it's
together,
deep, sure.
a deeper league, but a more like they're. I feel like they're ran better. It's hard to argue that.
100%. Well, dude, look
But
at the way that all the owners just banded together. The Pidge is a boys club. Sorry, continue,
they all
but
know each other, but yeah, exactly. It's like it's more of a complete league, I guess. And it's not. I'm not
Mhm.
saying that one league's better than the other. They're both leagues are good, but it's like they know what they have, and they're not willing to. It's almost respectable in the way they know what they have, and they're not willing to like just throw it away.
Yeah, I think it's pretty respectable the way they backed each other up and just are agreeing to keep it this way. Again, like I do hope they can get tier one sorted, but as for right now, it sounds like they are staying the exact same and nothing's happening.
Which
Now
I
to get
mean,
nope, go ahead.
what are you gonna do? Like what
Yeah,
are they gonna do? They can't do anything.
yeah,
No, let's get into what you were talking about here.
yeah. No, it's all good. Well, I mean, we just talked about the KI situation and the PJ situation went quite opposite. So the PJHL had their board of governors meeting. Don't understand how the or what the criteria for selecting these tier one teams was, because clearly it sounds like there wasn't one. It sounds like it was just okay, sorry. Some teams certainly earned it themselves just by being successful, having great facilities, things like that. But overall, the selection criteria seems to make no sense. The teams that were selected, or more so teams that weren't selected, makes zero sense. So the 7 tier 1 teams from the PJHL that will be playing in the BCHC next year are The Ridge Meadows Flames. Nobody can argue that. The Chilliwack Jets. Newer team, but great facilities, great team, very well run, good coaching. Can't argue Chilliwack either. The Langley Trappers. And this is an interesting one because Langley historically, not as only about, I think the team's only about not 8-10 years old, but they've been good. They've won a Cyclone, right? But they're using the Rivermen's rink facilities, everything. So
It only makes sense if the Rivermen are leaving the BCHL and it just kind of becomes they merge.
Yeah, so
At that point, what is that even going to happen?
So with Langley being said, I mean, they used all the Rivermen stuff for their evaluation pretty much. So, and they were terrible this year. So Langley tier 1, we'll see what happens with the Rivermen. I have heard some rumors about the Rivermen. Not sure if they're going to exist next year. Now that's total rumor. I've just heard that
No idea.
team,
That would make sense though
right?
if the Trappers are going to use would the Trappers take the name?
I probably, honestly.
Probably turn into the Rivermen and join the BCHT. I don't
Yeah,
know. We'll see.
probably. We'll see.
That
It'll be
would
interesting.
honestly make the most sense if they're getting chosen.
Separate ownership though, so maybe they'll just keep the Trappers. They used
Are
to
they
be the same
separate?
ownership.
Really?
They had to when the BCHL went independent, I believe. They weren't allowed to have the same owners. I could be wrong.
Dumb.
Yeah, it's goofy, but so what's that? That's 3 teams. Then we move over to the Tom Shaw teams. Coastal, obviously, best fan base in the league already.
For the expansion.
Yeah, top end facilities, if not the best. Like Coastal has to be. I love that. Delta, based on prior success, for sure. But so the issue with Delta, first of all, the rink itself, like the ice surface, is nice.
We had our Cyclone there.
Yeah, they don't get any fans. It's just the Vancouver Giants practice facility. That's why it's so nice.
It's a full bowl, bro. It's a nice rink, but they just get nobody there. Or is it a half? It's like a U bowl.
Half. It's like I don't even think it's a U.
Because there's like a bridge on one side.
The bridge across, and the other side is just flat. But it's nice. Yeah. It's nice. Worst rooms maybe in the league.
Yeah.
For away teams. And it's just like they're struggling to get ice right now for the playoffs.
What, the Giants won't give it to them?
I don't know. I just know they're struggling. So basically, as far as I know, Delta couldn't get ice for Game 5 against Poco, and they wanted to play in Langley in like the Trappers rink because they couldn't get ice. And then I think Poco tried to just be like, well, then too bad, just give us home ice advantage. And then never mind, we can get ice at 8:55 p.m. So Game 5 started at 8:55. And then they had to move Poco had to move Game 6 because they weren't allowed to play back-to-back games with the game starting so late.
That's insane.
So it's like they're going tier 1, and like Deltas ran very well. They're always good. Nothing to do with that. Coaching, management, nothing to do with that. But it's like you're struggling to find ice in your own rink. That sounds like an issue for a tier 1 team.
Is there another rink in Delta?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there is, but not. Oh, man. I don't know the Delta area that great, to be honest. I hate driving to that rink, though. Fuck. But I mean, I'm from Mission. Most people probably don't mind it too much.
I guess. I don't know. What are the other teams, Ellie?
Richmond Sockeyes.
The last two.
Which, the rink's a dump, but been around forever. I believe ownership or something is involved with the league pretty highly. But again, like I'm not arguing Richmond. Richmond deserves tier 1 for sure. That's cool. And then we get into by far the most controversial, and that's the Grandview Steelers. And Grandview being a tier 1 team.
Weren't they dead last?
They weren't dead last, but they were they They haven't. I don't think they've made the playoffs in a few years, or maybe no, they were Survivor Series last year. My bad, but they've been a bubble playoff team for a while. Like my whole time in the league. This year they missed. They're not. I mean, they were playing at a Burnby Winter Club, which is a fucking dump. They the worst facilities in the league for sure. Like I think. Well, I don't know what the room was like. To be fair,
Worse than Mission?
well, like just because the rink's such a shithole. Yeah, and they have like
Damn.
barely any.
Mission's rink's nice,
Mission's
bro.
rink is super nice.
They had a room.
It just needs a room. Also, Grandview, really weak fan support from what I've seen when I played. However, they are apparently in negotiations with Bill Copeland, which is where SFU plays. But SFU has basically a D1 team. They're borderline a D1 team as far as their skill.
Yeah,
and they have a BCIHL team. So that kind of seems like potential ice time conflicts, and like there could be some issues there. Are they going to get their own room? Like, there's just so much that will need to be done. And I mean, one of Grandview's part owners. He's also a member of the PJHL board steering committee. So, interesting thing to note about him and his position within the league, besides just being part of Grandview. Wonder how they ended up getting tier 1 status. Like, it's kind of a joke, which is what I was talking about. Like, the PJ is clearly just a boys club, whereas the KI all kind of banded together. And how on earth do you tell me that Poco or North Van's getting a brand new arena, by the way. Current arena is a shithole. New arena looks like it's going to be beautiful. Don't think it's going to be done next year, though. Or this year. Next year, whatever. It won't be ready for the start of next season. So I've also then heard that Poco and Grandview, which Poco not being there in the first place is fucking crazy with the facilities, the fan support.
No, Poco's
like
nuts.
It's a joke. It's a joke that Poco isn't. But yeah, I mean, so what I've heard is that Poco and North Van will have one more year to get moved up to tier 1. One more year of being evaluated. So North Van's, I think, is just because of their new rink, might not be ready, and I heard they might not be able to get a room in their new rink because it's like city owned, like the same shit the Mission's trying to deal with right now. That could be sorted by now. I heard that part a long time ago, but I think the reason they're not tier 1 next year is just because their rink's a dump and the new one's not ready yet. As for Poco,
dumb, man.
Couldn't tell you why. Maybe just because they're newer, but I mean, Coastal's brand new this year, so I don't understand Poco not being tier 1. And then, Joe, the surprise 8th team next year for the BCHC tier 1. It sounds like the Powell River Kings are dropping down from the BCHL and joining the BCHC.
That makes sense.
So you'll have Powell River, Coastal. That makes it make more sense too, right? Like, So yeah, it sounds like those will be the 8 teams. And then North Van and Poco will have another year to make it a 10-team league. Don't know what the future holds for the KI, but that's pretty much, well, that's partially everything to do with the PIDGE. The last thing is apparently there was a physical altercation at the PJHL's Board of Governors meeting.
Was it the brand new Steelers guy defending his team to get in tier 1? Or
from what and again, guys, everything we're saying is still technically just rumors. I just want to make that very clear. Very clear. So apparently Aldo Bruno, Grandview's GM coach, apparently did not like some of the things that Poco's owner was saying, swung over the table at him. So it was apparently Aldo Bruno. This might not be true, but the source is good. And the source was not involved with either of the two teams, by the way. Like, there are more rumors about, like, some things that Poco's...
This guy's Elliot Friedman, bro.
Yeah. There are more things that apparently, like, Poco's owner said that got him riled up. I don't know what exactly he said, but he was basically throwing a fit that Poco wasn't getting to go tier 1. Physical altercation, had to get broken up, etc. But I mean, fuck, fair enough, dude. Grandview getting tier 1 over Poco is crazy.
Fucking crazy shit coming out of the fucking
Isn't that
right
nuts?
Now.
If that is true, that is fucking insane.
Can you imagine, man? Oh my god.
Yeah, so I think
it makes sense though, dude. Honestly, it makes sense that the business, it's like, it just goes back to like the KI versus the PJ. Like the PJs are businesses, and the KI is more of a community.
No, I agree, dude.
Community. You would not see that shit happening. You would not see that shit happening up there.
I get you.
I don't know. Maybe it's more of a shit show than we think.
Maybe. Like, yeah, so I mean, so sorry, just to clarify, I said that although Bruno, the GM coach of Grandview, I believe he's also a part owner and involved with the league as well. Like govern league, I don't know what his exact role is. Sorry, got a little sidetracked, but yeah, physical altercation apparently, crazy shit. The whole thing with the pitch. So like I was hearing like the whole PJHL thing because the teams who aren't going tier 1 like were so choked and it was just such a mess. They almost delayed the whole thing a year. And even further, the whole thing almost got canceled because of what happened with the KI and now this. So it's been a mess, an absolute shit show. Who's to blame?
If the KI pulls out, it's no point in doing it.
Yeah, right? Like unless the
that's my opinion. Like when you really think about it, like what's the point? What are those 4 teams going to do? Like you got 6 teams that are going to play each other
8,
all year,
and then it'll probably be 10
8
after this year, assuming North End and Poco get in.
And then what do the other teams do? Fold?
No, tier 2, like Junior B. They stay Junior B.
How many teams is that?
7 right now.
7 teams are just going to play each other all year?
8. But they'll probably have some more teams join. I don't know. That's a good point, dude. That's a good point.
I don't know. It just seems pointless, man.
No, I get what you're saying.
Why are you breaking the? Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah, I also did hear rumors that there were some pitch teams considering leaving for the VI. Like, just crazy,
Jeez, man.
It's just the VI sounds like it's
just the trickle down effect,
though.
It's the trickle down.
True.
Not bad.
Yeah, VI itself seems like it's running okay. Lots of roster turnover, strange rules, but
yeah. It's the trickle down effect on the B show.
Yeah.
Trying to fill the gap.
Yeah, man, for sure.
They almost need to get Hockey Canada involved, not let the leagues figure it out themselves.
Yeah, right. If they'd even care, if Hockey Canada would care enough to, I think the BCHL just never should have.
Well, left. They care that there's not a BC representative.
No, for sure. You're right. You're right. A couple more rumors to talk about. Have you heard anything about Okotoks in the AJ?
No.
No? Okay. So I heard Okotoks is bankrupt. I heard they're bankrupt, and I don't know what exactly is happening. Heard a couple rumors. Heard a rumor they might try and join the KI.
Are they a BCHL team or an AJHL team?
AJHL. But this will lead into more BCHL. So I heard rumors Okotoks might join the KI. I don't think that's true, but apparently it's possible.
I don't think that's possible.
And I also heard they might just take a year off to try and like financially recover before rejoining the AJ. I also heard apparently all 4 Alberta teams in the BCHL are all 5. There's 5, right? Yeah. I heard all of them. I would assume Brooks wouldn't, so probably 4 of the 5. Brooks would probably stay or trying to leave. They were like, we fucked up. Let us back into the AJ, please. Don't, again, might not be 100%, but joke. Apparently, and I think the AJ is like, go fuck yourselves. We don't care. Figure it out. So don't know what's going to happen to them. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Little more BCHL here. So we talked about Powell River already. We talked about the Rivermen maybe dissolving. We talked about Prince George wanting to move to the KI, but not wanting to anymore because it's not going to be tier 1. So we know Penticton is going to the the WHL. If those Alberta teams leave, dude, that's 8 teams gone from the BCHL. If all of that happens, right? Which PG is not doing it this year, so I guess 7. And now Chilliwack is apparently joining the WHL next year. Not this coming season, the one after. Heard a couple rumors.
Yeah.
So one, that Chilliwack's going to get an expansion WHL team. And the Chilliwack Chiefs are going to relocate. I'll get back to the Chiefs later. Or the Prince George Cougars are apparently going to relocate to Chilliwack. WHL Prince George Cougars. So
that'd be sad.
I mean, it would be sad for Prince George,
That'd be
but
sad.
if they ended up keeping their Junior A team at least, it might be okay. Junior A team would get to probably move into the dub rank, which would be sick. But
Yeah, for fuck, they wouldn't get anyone
yeah,
there.
I don't want them. I don't want Prince George to relocate. I hope Chilliwack just gets an expansion team.
You know how important the Cougars are to that town?
Not
though?
just the town, the whole Caribou area.
Yeah, there's so many fans up there.
So just a little more to do with the Chiefs. The Chilliwack Chiefs might end up having to dissolve their BCHL team if the WHL team ends up taking over the rink. However, they are trying to relocate to Abbotsford into Abbey Event Center, which is obviously where the Abbotsford Canucks play. But Francesco Aquilini, the owner of the Vancouver Canucks, owns that building. So it sounds like Francesco Aquilini will need to buy the Chilliwack Chiefs if they want any chance of relocating to Abbotsford and surviving. So probably a bit of a tough situation. I've heard multiple things from multiple sources regarding the likelihood of this happening. One says it's likely, one says it's not that likely. Finally got a job interview. Let's go. Not much else for us to talk about as far as the rumors. I think that is pretty much everything. If you're listening to this and I said something that you know is not true, please let me know and we will correct it. Or if you have more rumors you want to let us know so we can report on them, give it to us. We would love it. The people want to know. We've had an insane amount of messages.
As long as it's legit.
Oh yeah, of course. We're not going to say stuff that is absolutely zero.
Be making up shit and sending it to us.
Yeah, no, obviously, and yeah, we kind of think about our sources before we actually reveal them. Even though we do say none of this stuff is 100% true.
Ellie, should we get into the polls?
It might not feel like it, but spring is right around the corner. Know how you can tell? Golfers are hitting the links, and we have some tournaments to talk about. And if you want to do more than just talk, put your money where your mouth is. Get in on all the tee to green action with DraftKings Sportsbook. From Thursday's opening round through the closing round Sunday, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered with tournament props, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. If you've never bet on golf before, it's easier than you think. Just pick something simple, like a golfer to win the tourney, and make your pick. It's that easy. Some of the odds I'm seeing here on DraftKings, we have Michael Kim at plus 900 to win, Ricky Fowler at plus 1400 to win, or if you really want to go with the gamble, Jordan Spieth at plus 6,000 to win. Those are just a couple of the ones that stood out to me. Here's something special for first timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. This podcast is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice.
Well, before we get into the PJHL player polls, I think we need to give our KI and VI previews first. So let's start off with that. Joey, get us into it. What do you got?
Well, right now, yeah. So I believe I gotta get the. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like we're a couple games in, so we can kind of be a little biased.
Yeah, we can
when
for
it
this
comes
one.
to kind of what's going on based off kind of what's happened already. Okay, let's rattle these off here. To start with the 100 Mile House Wranglers and the Williams Lake Mustangs, currently tied at 1-1. I like 100 Mile in this 7-game series. I think it's gonna be 100 Mile in 6 or 7. Both 1-goal games. 100 Mile winning 2-1, and then Williams Lake winning 4-3. Going back to Williams Lake now, Williams Lake has home ice advantage for the 5 games that are left. I like 100 Mile. And then the next series in the Duckburgs is the Kamloops Storm versus the Quesnel River Rush. I'm gonna go with Kamloops. I just see them being too dominant.
Also, shout out to David Ander for that fucking insane hit
big
and
fight.
that KO. Oh my god.
Yeah, he slapped that kid.
Kamloops is dominated though.
Yeah. Princeton over Sicky, even though it's 1-1 right now, and then Revelstoke over Merritt. I think it's hard to argue. Revy's up 2 right now. That's it for the Billhausen. Kimbo and Creston. I'm gonna go with Kimberly. Now this is an interesting one, Owen, because the Columbia Valley Rockies are up 2-0 against Fernie.
Crazy.
And Fernie had both those games at home, dude. So what's happening? At this point,
yeah, man.
I'd still predict a Fernie win.
Really?
At the start, but if Fernie doesn't win the next game, it's done.
Yeah, okay. So what, you got Fernie in 7 or 6?
Fernie in 7 at home.
7? Okay.
Grand Forks over Castlegar. This one's not even going to be close.
Yeah.
And then Beaver Valley over Nelson.
Yep.
And that's my first round predictions. So what do I have? I got 100 Mile versus Kamloops in the second round for the Duckburgs. I'm going to go with... I want 100 Mile to win.
Just do it.
I'll do 100 Mile over Kamloops.
Just make it in 7
game.
so that it's like whatever either way.
In 7, sure. And then Princeton Revy, a rematch again.
Classic rematch.
I don't know, Owen.
Come on, Joey.
This is a second round. This is going to be the second round every year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. The Merritt might. Maybe Merritt might challenge, but
this is Merritt's first year. Like,
dude, Langdon didn't play last game. He's hurt.
Ooh.
If he's in, he's not in. Yeah, so I don't know. I want to say Revy.
Come on, Joe. Okay. You want to?
I want to say.
Or
I
you're
really
going
want
to?
to say Revy, but I don't know if I'm confident, man. This year, I just don't know what it is.
So what's the official prediction, Joe?
I'm gonna say Revelstoke. Come on, I gotta say Revy.
All right.
But
and what we
in
got
7,
Kimbo, and then in 7. Okay.
and then I got
I got Fernie.
Kimbo against Fernie in the second round. I think that's a great series, but I think Kimberly takes it. And then we got Beaver Valley versus Grand Forks, and Grand Forks I think is going to wipe the floor with that division. So then it's going to be Kimberly and Grand Forks in the semis versus Revy and 100 Mile. One of these is not like the other, Owen. There is a pretender. And three of those 4 teams are so solid. Revelstoke in 4. Revelstoke / Princeton in 4. I think it's a sweep. Honestly, I think it's a sweep. I think it's
really?
I think it's just I don't think it's close, bro. And then I might go Grand Forks and then Grand Forks to win it all. Owen.
Fuck, that's what I was gonna do too.
I don't know. Okay, maybe I'll switch it up. I'll say Kimbo to win it all.
You got Kimbo winning it all.
I could see Kimbo winning it all.
Wow.
That would be a great series, though. Kimbo Revy in the final. That would be a great series.
Yeah, that'd be sick, hey? Okay. I'll rip mine, because you already gave good. So I'll go Williams Lake in 6. Or wait, are they away? Or are they home now?
They are...
No, yeah, they're home now.
Away.
Okay.
They're home now, though.
They're home now. So I got Williams Lake in 6. I got Kamloops in 5. I think Quesnel's home ice. They're going to win at least one game there. Princeton in 6. Revy in 7 over Merritt.
You think Merritt takes him to 7?
Merritt. There's no quit in Merritt. And if they weren't playing Revy, I would have had them going really far. Kimbo sweep Preston. I'm gonna take Columbia Valley over Fernie in 6. I don't think Fernie's coming back from this. Then I'm gonna go Grand Forks sweep and Beaver Valley sweep over Castlegar and Nelson, respectively.
Sweep you later.
I will go Williams Lake beats Kamloops in 7 games. I'm gonna have
How? Okay.
I don't know. They're just gonna do it. I like Williams Lake.
Okay.
And then I'm Joe. You're not gonna like this, but I'm gonna have Princeton take it down Revy in 6.
Dude, I said I'm not confident. In 6? Okay, that's a little disrespectful.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go 6. Yeah, I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna switch it to 6.
I'm not disrespecting you for saying that. They're both such good teams.
Yeah. Kimberly, I think, takes down Columbia Valley in 5. And then I think Grand Forks. I'll give Beaver Valley, because Beaver Valley's a good team still. Like, I'll say Grand Forks in 5 over Beaver Valley. I'll go do Grand Forks in 6 over Beaver Valley, even though I'm really high on Grand Forks. And then I'll have Grand Forks taking down Kimbo in 5. I think I'm way higher on them than Kimbo. And then Princeton sweeps Williams Lake. And then in the finals, that would be Princeton and Grand Forks. I will take
a
Grand
rematch.
Forks and...
Oh wait, no, not Grand Forks.
No,
never mind. My bad.
I will
if
have
Kimbo made it, then it would have been a rematch.
Yeah, I'll have Grand Forks taking down Princeton in 5 games. I just think Grand Forks is going to wipe the floor.
Really?
So yeah, there's my
Astel
KI.
put up 90 points.
Joey, I know.
That's insane. Anyways,
Joe, let's real quick run through the VI too. It'll be quick. By the way,
okay,
I just want to mention.
Let's not even break down the. What's up?
Yeah, we don't need to break it down. I just want to mention real quick. I said Kerry Park might not lose a game in the playoffs and go 16-0. They lost their last regular season game 6-0 right after I said that. And apparently they were like talking about it in the room. Like, imagine if we lose after that. They lost 6 buzz. And then they went down 0-2 to Victoria in the first round after winning the league. They won. It's tied now.
What?
It's 2-2. So I think okay. Kerry Park, I still think they're going to win. But it's like, what happened there, dude? Like that was a close one.
Is it tied 2-2 or is it 2-1?
No, it's 2-2. They just won. I don't know if it was today or yesterday.
They win today? Yeah, it was today. At 1:30 start for a playoff game on a Sunday.
Yeah, it was today. That's weird, eh?
Yeah.
That would have been away. So they lost their first 2 at home, I'm assuming, unless the scheduling was weird. But okay, so I made my predictions for the VI a few days ago. So I actually have Kerry Park in 5, even though it's going to be minimum 6, because Victoria won the first 2 games. So I had Kerry Park in 5. So games are wrong, but I still think Kerry Park will win. I have Peninsula beating West Shore in 7. And then I have Kerry Park beating Peninsula in 5 to make the finals. On the other side, I have Campbell River beating Cowichan in 5. Don't know what that series is at. I probably should have pulled that up.
3-0 Campbell River right now. So they could
3-0 Campbell River. Okay. Yeah, so they could sweep. Yeah. And then I have Comox beating Port Alberni in 7. That series is 2-0 Port Alberni. So Comox has a lot of work to do. Then I have Campbell River beating Comox in 6. And in the finals, I have Kerry Park beating Campbell River in 6 as well.
Okay. I think Kerry Park's gonna win the league. Like it's I'm gonna stick with my original team actually, Port Alberni.
Nice, Joey.
Anyways, we'll get to that. I like it. Kerry Park over Victoria in 6, I guess now. They're gonna not reverse sweep, but they're gonna sweep from here on now. Peninsula is gonna beat West Shore. And then I have probably Kerry Park in 5 over Peninsula. Kerry Park in 6 maybe over Peninsula. And then I think both first round series in the North are going to be sweeps, just based off what I'm seeing right here.
Yeah.
And then Port Alberni is going to beat Campbell River in 6. And then the Port Alberni Bombers are going to win with an overtime winner in Game 7 over the Kerry Park Islanders.
I love it. I love the
If
detail.
that actually happens, it's going to be fucked. But yeah, they'll. And then the Port Alberni Bombers will be the first VIJHL champions.
Independent champions. Yeah. Real quick, VI announced their awards too. I'm going to rip through them. MVP, Carson Brown, 100 points. That's a no-brainer. We knew it was coming. We predicted it at the start of the year when he only had 4 points in 5 games, though. So we predicted that one correct.
Yeah.
Goaltender of the year, Caden Serpa of the Campbell River Storm. We predicted that it was going to be Fesser of Nanaimo. It was not. I think it's Darian Fesser. If I mess that up, I'll cut it out.
Yeah.
Top forward, which I guess can't go to the MVP, Cole Patterson in Victoria. Well-deserved. Rookie of the year, we predicted it was going to be Liam Smith of Port Alberni. It was his line mate, Sean Richards. Could have gone either way there, but Sean Richards wins it. Best player combined with sportsmanship and ability, Kelton Shin to the Victoria Cougars. Unsung hero, Luke Bennett of the Lake Cowichan Kraken. Coach of the year, Tyler Stanton of the Peninsula Panthers. Defenseman of the year, Max Carlson of the Kerry Park Islanders. And for that one, we predicted Joe Maranzino. So we only got one award prediction right, but we were pretty close. Anyways.
All guys in the mix.
That's all the juicy stuff for today. Well, when it comes to rumors, we're going to finish off the pod here with the results of the final results, part 2 of the PJHL player surveys. We'll start it off, Joey. Best nickname in the PJHL goes to Jesse Bordeaux of the Chilliwack Jets with the nickname Burrito. Followed by Parker Scott with the nickname Spidey. Followed by Tyson Osachoff with the nickname Sydney Osby. And Max Suter with the nickname Freak Bob. So I don't know if these are like real nicknames guys were giving out. Like guys could have literally just lied on this and it's not even guys' actual nicknames, but that's what we ended up hearing. Enver Chan also got put on here with 3 different nicknames. So like he got votes 3 times, but all of them with a different nickname. So I don't really know what to say there, but that's best nickname Jesse Bordeaux, Burrito. The worst barn /fan /atmosphere. The Aldergrove Kodiaks got 38 votes. Grandview Steelers 22. Mission City Outlaws 18. Port Moody Panthers 15. Those were all the ones with notable votes, but Aldi won by a mile. All these facilities are great. This is not to do with facilities. This is just about the fans.
This is just the atmosphere.
So Aldi, Grandview, and Mission, Port Moody are the top 4. But Aldi won by quite a bit. Then Step, Grandview, Step, Mission, Step, Pomo. Best barn, fans, atmosphere. The Coastal Tsunami, 70 out of 100 votes. Actually, I don't think it was out of 100. Forget the out of 100. But they got 70 votes, so not even close. Chilliwack comes second with 10. Poco in third with 9. North Van and Ridge tied for 4th with 6 each. So it went from 70 to 10 to 9 to 6 to 6. That's how
Coastal's the best.
Playing in Coastal is. Worst facilities. So this is talking about the actual, I guess, the room, the rink itself. Mission didn't win, Joe. Even Grandview managed to win this one. That's how much everyone hates Burnaby Winter Club's facilities. 38 votes for Grandview. Mission comes second with 28. Mission's got a great rank. That's solely to do with them not having a room, obviously. White Rock, 1 vote behind Mission in third with 27 votes. Also,
that's crazy. White Rock is so bad.
Their rank is... Yeah, but I mean, Grandview's worse. That's how bad Burnaby Winter Club is, dude. The rooms at Burnaby Winter Club, Joe. Oh, my God. Like, the ice... Everything like White Rocks is kind of just small.
Okay.
And then North Van right behind White Rock with 25 votes. And then there's the next team's not even worth mentioning because there's such a big gap. So Grandview wins by quite a bit. Mission, White Rock, North Van, all really tight. Mission because they have no room, nice rink. The other 3 teams, all shitholes of rinks. And it sounds like all three might be in a new rink next year, or if not for North Van, the year after, whenever the new Harry Drome's done. Best facilities, also a landslide. Poco wins with 45 votes. Not a tier 1 team.
Owen.
Not a tier 1 team.
That's insane.
Weird. Best facilities in the league by a mile. Langley comes second with 16.
35%.
But I think it was more than that. 45 votes, so probably higher than 30. Well, depending on how many people voted. Like 124 people did the survey, or 141 people did the survey, but I don't know how many voted on like this question specifically.
On each one. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't add up the total properly. Somehow it got mixed up, but just the amount of votes is right, but not the out of. Langley comes second with 16. Aldergrove's funny enough, just shows how like the rink is actually nice. Comes third with 11 votes. Coastal in fourth with 9. But again, Poco wins by a landslide, and then Langley using the Rivermen's facilities. Interesting. Best shutdown defenseman.
All right, some individual awards now, yeah.
Yeah, individual awards. So best shutdown defenseman, this is a bit of a strange one, right? Because this guy is known for kind of just being an offensive defenseman. And I guess this year his game changed, but he's the one who got the votes. He's sick. Like, I'm not saying he's not. I was surprised he got shutdown defenseman. Jacob Lowen of the Ridge Meadows. Well, he's technically from Mission, I think. But Jacob Lowen of the Ridge Meadows Flames gets 10 votes. Followed by a tie for second, Michael McIntyre and Matteo Marini. Those guys, it's both like, yeah, those guys are pretty good shutdown. Lucas Ravenstein, Ridge's captain, with 7 votes, comes fourth, and Gabe Adam of Grandview, love that pick. He's a stud. With 6 votes, finishes fifth. Best chirper in the league, and this is not not surprising that the guy who won best chirper also won biggest rat. Well, we'll get to biggest rat after, but Connor Hughes of the White Rock Whalers wins best chirper in the league, 10 votes, followed by Jason Scott of North Van with 8, Tate Humphreys of Poco with 7, Nathan Hughes, I think of Coastal, I'll edit that if it's wrong, but of Coastal with 6, in fourth, 6 votes in fourth place, tied with Ryan Pretty, 6 votes in fourth place. Ryan Pretty of Chilliwack. Best hands in the league. This guy won by a landslide. David Yoon of the North Van Wolfpack wins with 29 votes, followed by Nick Noren with 12 votes. Nick Noren of Richmond. Zach LaGrange of Ridge with 11. Schoberg of Delta with 7. And Lenton of Delta with 6. Best fighter, a.k.a. the King of the Jungle. This is one that the people have been all over. And I didn't know if we'd be seeing Nikki Howling on here because of the whole Cage Warrior thing. The final votes are the King of the Jungle, Dawson Suck of the Richmond Sockeyes, or Sucky. I hope I'm not saying it wrong. Dawson Suck of the Richmond Sockeyes with 19 votes. Second place, Cage Star of the Coastal Tsunami, who now plays for the Kerry Park Islanders with 15 votes. We got Dane Henry of the North Van Wolfpack with 12 votes. Nikki Howling of the Poco Trailblazers in 4th place with 10 votes. And Peyton Legcoat of the Chilliwack Jets in 5th place with 7 votes. Just wait till these guys get the visors off, or get the cages off, though.
Yeah, wait till they get their cages off, yeah.
Now for a fun one. Biggest rat in the PJHL.
Seen a lot of repeating names here.
Biggest rat in the PJHL. The winner is Nick Ferraro Howling.
Well, that means he had 32 votes instead of 20.
32 votes. So
he won by a fucking landslide.
My bad. Connor Hughes came second, so I messed up doing that there. I just realized the mistake. Nikki Howling, biggest rat. Connor Hughes comes second. Connor Hughes also got voted most overrated player, literally, I think, just because guys don't like him. He was saying he loves it. He loves the Marchand reputation. That's what he feels like. So I love hearing that from him, that he likes it. But anyways, that's a funny one. And then Eric Rommel of Chilliwack comes third with 7 votes. Nate Hughes of Coastal comes fourth with 6. Best goalie in the league. Ronan Garrity of Grandview
this one's
wins
a
this one easily. 34 votes. Followed by Garen Wickstrom of the White Rock Whalers, tied with Matthew Canduso for second with 14 votes. Canduso of Ridge. Max Fowle, who won goalie of the year last year, but only played a little bit of the season in the Pidge this year, 8 votes, came fourth, and Cheyenne Kermany, who was split the net with Garrity on Grandview before getting traded to North Van, comes fifth with 6 votes. Now we're on to the two that
The
everyone
last two,
wants to
best
win the most.
defenseman and best player.
The best defenseman in the PJHL, the winner is Ty Hemingway of the Delta IceHawks with 21 votes.
Barely.
1 vote more than Lucas Ravenstein of the Ridge Meadows Flames for second, who had 1 more
And then
than
barely.
Wynn of the Poco Trailblazers. I mean, if you're being honest, Braden Wynn is obviously the best defenseman in the league, but he had injury troubles. Like, he didn't play a lot. So if you want to talk about overall impact, fair enough having Hemingway and Ravenstein ahead of him, but like, the guy played in the dub for like 3 years. Like, he's
And then
and if
only
he's, like,
3
one
votes. Only 4 votes down is Eric Stinson,
who I said I watched him play for the first time at the All-Star game, and I said was an absolute stud. One of Coastal's, he was Coastal's best player, and he also ended up going over to Kerry Park. So the top 4 really had the majority of the votes, and then a little gap for 5th place, Tate Humphreys, who also played in the WHL, 6 votes. So congratulations to Ty Hemingway. And I mean, Ravenstein 1 vote less, Wynn 2 votes less. So pretty clear that those guys are thought of as the top 3. And then, I mean, Stinson as well, top 4 defensemen in the league this year. So congrats to all of them. That's obviously a fun one to get voted for. As for best player in the PJHL, we'll go in reverse order here. I should have done
This was a
that
landslide,
for
though.
most of them. Hey, like, this was a landslide. In 5th place, Mateo Perro of the North Van Wolfpack, who was tied with the guy who won this for PJHL points per game lead. Perro just joined the league like 8 games late. He had the best goals per game in the league. Like, I think Perro should have gotten a lot more votes here, to be honest. I think he's a stud. 4th place. It's funny, dude.
Winner.
3 of these, the 3, 5th, 4th, and 3rd played on the same line. And lost in the Survivor Series still. 4th place, David Yoon with 10 votes. 3rd place, Andrew Castellato, 12 votes. 2nd place, Mateo Schoberg, 18 votes. And in 1st place, Zach LaGrange, voted best player in the PJHL by the players with 29 votes. That concludes our PJHL player polls. So we hope you all liked them. Hopefully we can grow them even more next year. Let us know what you think about everything. We will be posting all the results sometime later this week after the pod's been out. But that is all we have for today. Joe, any more comments on the polls?
No, I was just saying. I was actually talking. I was like, "This is sick. We got to keep doing this."
Yeah, dude. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, I really enjoyed setting
We got
this
a
all up.
we got a KI one coming.
So yeah, we sent out the VI ones. Don't think every VI team's got it though. I just didn't get enough replies from teams, so I hope that most teams have it, if not all. But the VI, we need to grow our VI audience a bit more to be able to do full-on VI JHL player polls. But the KI ones, we're doing them in collaboration with the KI Sniper. Oh my goodness, Joey, the responses we've gotten.
Lots. So for reference, we got 141 in the PJ.
And the PJ is 15 teams. How many teams are in the KI, Joe?
KI is 21 or 22.
Okay. So there's
It's
our reference.
5,
And the VI is like
6.
Yeah.
21.
So also apparently there were 2 teams in the KI where captains forbid their players from filling out the polls. What's going on, boys? Why? Why would they do that?
I don't get it. Why?
Why would they not
What's the
want their
problem?
teams
What
to
team
do
is
the
it?
player polls? I think Creston and Columbia Valley. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong. But well, fuck those guys, I guess. Like, sorry. Why did I take Columbia Valley to win? Damn.
Yeah, you should have said they
Do
were
the
going to lose.
polls, guys. Come on. Do the polls. What are you guys doing?
It's not even like what's it? It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's
Fucking
anonymous. And
advertising, is it? I don't know.
only the players and every other team's doing it. 395 responses from the KI.
Holy fuck.
395. Pretty much every player on every team did it. Like, our response rate is like every team is like 23, 23, 23. Like, And from
Jesus
the VI so far, so I think it's been sent out to 7, hopefully more teams. We have like 55. So the VI one's
Okay.
probably gonna be pretty inaccurate. Hopefully it's not.
We can give it a
Like,
little more
hopefully
time.
it's
Though.
good. Yeah, no, I'll try and like reach out again and post it. But the KI ones will be coming next. Super excited. This has been unreal. Joe, anything else to finish up this episode, or are we good?
No, I'm just excited to see those results. Be
Same,
sick.
man. I'm so pumped.
I know those
really
guys.
pumped to see. Yeah, also very pumped to see how the rest of the playoffs play out here. We didn't even recap the pitch. Oops. We'll talk about that.
Did we
another
do?
time.
We did the same questions for the KI as we did for the PJ.
I think the KI had like 2 extra questions that the sniper and collaborate like wanted on there. I think like worst jerseys got added and something else.
It's got to be 100
the
mile
pitch
yellows.
Yeah.
Oh, just mustard or not mustard yellow. Like they're like they're just not good. Yellow and blue.
Fair enough. But yeah, well that'll conclude our episode today. Check out our last episode with Bronson Sharp. Unreal interview. Great episode. Hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Hope you all stay tuned for more. We got lots more coming. I'm sure we'll hear a lot of feedback after posting this episode. And who knows, maybe a bunch of the stuff we said is incorrect. But I hope it's not. It's good sources. And just please be sure to download, follow, share the pod. Do whatever you can to support us, especially download. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you, Joey. And excited for the next one. We'll see you all then.
Sounds good.